Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, as you see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today, where we'll be vibing out per usual on a rather late episode compared to usual, but it's just sometimes how the world works. I will say I've done something which has been well overdue in my in my real life, not the YouTube channel or anything like that. Is I've actually finally updated my mobile phone to the latest version of Android. Like I don't even know what version of Android I was on before. Maybe like Android 11 or no, I probably was on 12 or whatever. But I've had the little like notification being like update to Android 13 now for probably like over a year and a half now or something. So maybe I was on Android 11. I don't remember. But anyway, good evening everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 10:37 p.m. on Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. I think we had a campsite visitor yesterday who I forgot to visit, so that's my bad. I was too busy talking about Super Mario Brothers. But yeah, I finally updated my phone to April 13th to Android 13. I have no idea what the difference is because I'm installing a security update right now, and it is taking forever. It's actually taking longer than the actual update, and I don't know why necessarily. But you know what? You might be like, why do you never do these updates? The actual answer is I actually do generally on like all other software equipment. Hardware I suppose. I always do the software updates. It's just for on my phone. For whatever reason, I just don't. And I think it stemmed from one fact. I hope I said to Amelia what you can't go. If I didn't, then that's going to be very sad to find out that Amelia's going away tomorrow. But luckily we have amiibos to bring her back. No, what was I saying? Yeah, I just never do like the updates on my phone, but like on all other hardware and like software, I always keep it very updated. You know, if a computer asks me to update, yeah, I'll do it like now, or I'll do it that evening or whatever. You know, I never be like, remind me later. I get it done. You know, that's just what I do. But for some reason on my phone, I just never really do it. I feel like I must have spoken about this before. And one of the reasons I know is because way back when, I can't remember which version of Android it was. It might have been going to Android 8 or something. There was like, I was on a phone which got the update pretty early or something. And then I just didn't do it like immediately for whatever reason. And when I got home, and I remember I just like saw things about it, like on maybe some front page of Reddit, and then maybe it was a little bit on the news or something, or like some tech article. I can't remember where I saw it. Where basically it was like the new update is like horribly broken somehow. Like I can't remember. I think it was like it supremely drains your battery, or like halved your battery life or something on your phone. And I was like, whoa, it's a good thing I didn't update that because that sounds terrible. Sorry, a sip of water. And ever since that day, I think subconsciously I've just been like, oh, you know what? I'm never going to update my phone until I know it's safe, you know, like let the people who are passionate about it and who are much more tech-minded than me go and update their phone first. And then, you know, when they're just like, oh, yeah, it's all amazing, or it's like, oh, it's fine, or like nothing is horribly broken or whatever, then I'll go update my phone. But the thing is, you know, then I sort of like started falling out or following like tech blogs and tech like news and that sort of thing. So eventually it became a point where I didn't know, you know, whenever the updates were safe or not, and I just like got into the habit of never really doing these phone updates ever, and then I do it like once and a half a year or something, which to be honest I must urge you, it's not the way to do things, because a lot of times these updates, I mean, as proven right now that my phone is doing a security update, a lot of the time the phones have security updates to patch potential like holes or like protocols which are like could be exploited, etc, etc. Like these are updates you probably want to do just to make sure that they don't end up being like horribly broken in the end, because if they end up breaking and, you know, your phone gets compromised, that's obviously not great in any sense of a word, especially with how central phones are, I suppose, to everyday life, especially now with two-factor authentication. I think that's certainly something quite could be quite catastrophic. Well, maybe not catastrophic, because I don't think many people tend to target like random people's phones. So these tend to be like small criminals, I'd imagine, but I don't really know, to be honest. That's something you had to turn to a real hustle for. Is that show even still on anymore? It can't be on anymore. Like that was on when I was like 8 or something. So yeah, these security updates, I really should do them, but I don't know, this one's taking forever. And anyway, the worst part is I done this update, and it's not like I'm justified in not doing the update, but I actually found like I ran into a problem when I was doing the update. It's for whatever reason, the background just will not stay fixed. when I did the update. Also, I think it's slightly misaligned now. Look at it. So now I'm gonna have to like realign it again, which is probably the most annoying thing possible. But yeah, basically I did the update, and then it turned out for whatever reason, like the default setting is for the wallpaper to move whenever like I open up the app drawer or something like that. So I was just like, okay, that's not great. I don't really want it to do that. I kind of wanted to stay put. Just like slightly realign it. I wanted to stay put, and then it turns out that like to stay put. Oh, bear in mind, I'm also using a custom launcher called Nova Launcher, because Nova Launcher, at least at the time I use it, I don't know if it's better than just the regular Pixel launcher now, but it's customizable because I can shrink the size of folders. I can like take away. There's basically a lot more customizability, which I don't know if it necessarily has more than just the base Pixel launcher now, but. Anyway, I like using it, and it's just carried over my settings, I suppose, with every update, so that's why I just kept it. Oh god, what am I doing? I ran into a problem where, basically the wallpaper, like, no, actually first it was completely off-center. Like, I have a wallpaper which is, it's not symmetrical, but it needs to be centered, and, you know, the entire layout of my apps and my folders and widgets are based around this wallpaper. So I was just like, why is it like this? And then like I open my app drawer and it like whips around to the other side. I'm like, okay, then like let's go searching in the settings, let's go reset the wallpaper and like reapply it, and then it just still didn't work. And then it was like, okay, now I had to turn off settings of a wallpaper, being like, oh, turn off like wallpaper zoom, and now, you know, now it's permanently fixed to one side, but at least every time I open the app drawer it doesn't move around anymore. And then I need to like recenter it using the actual phone settings in the actual base phone to actually have it be centered again, but then it just like uncenters itself every time I use the app drawer, or it like permanently sticks itself on like the very far left or the far right of a background. It's just like, why don't you just work normally? Why can't you just be normal? I just want my wallpaper to just literally be a fixed image. I don't want parallax. I don't even have multiple screens on my home. I don't have multiple home screens or anything. I just have one very condensed screen. And I just want my wallpaper to be that the entire time. I bring up the app drawer, I want it to still be the same wallpaper. I try and swipe left or right, it's the same wallpaper. I try and set the wallpaper to what I want it to be like. I want it to look like that. But it just doesn't, for whatever reason. Now, I did see some other fixes that people have said is that you can actually just crop the wallpaper and then it won't do the parallax thing because it doesn't zoom in anymore. It's like literally a fixed size, so it literally cannot move left or right or up and down or whatever. But I'm like, I can't bother to do that. I just want the technology to work in a very expected way. But unfortunately, apparently, as I've Googled it, it seems to be a bug interaction between Nova Launcher and Android 13. So there we go. I feel the slightest bit vindicated for not doing the update because it has broken my background. But also, you know, I think a broken background is probably worth the price of admission, being, you know, all these bug fixes and security patches, which probably should be something I should have had ages ago, and hopefully no one's like exploited something in my phone to take advantage of that. I hope. The scary part is you might not even know. Whoa. Not to like instill paranoia in you or anything, but I suppose it's a bit late after you save a thing, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, I'm on Android 13 now. Let's see, how's the security patch going? I literally just closed it by accident. I'm such a fool. Let's see, system updates. Is it still going? System update. Still installing security update. It is taking a while. You're not wrong. It's taking a very long time. Oh, and the whole reason I was doing this, I actually forgot, is because I was running into a bug when I was, basically, I was trying to upload some music files onto my phone, because I don't really use Spotify, and I don't use YouTube Music or anything like that. I actually just have the raw, like, MP3 files of the music I listen to, because I've, like, bought or downloaded their albums, or, you know, acquired them. And I put them on my phone, and that's just like the way I've always done it, to be perfectly honest. And now it used to be super simple. I just go media transfer as a charging option, and then I just literally just drag it into the music folder, and then it's perfectly fine. The phone knows where to find it. But I was trying to do that earlier, and it wasn't working. And I remembered a far off memory, like a couple, maybe like half a year ago or a year ago, where I tried to do the same thing. I tried to upload some new music to my phone and it just wouldn't work for some reason, but I couldn't remember what I did at the time to fix it. But then I did look it up a little bit, and then I just saw some people were just like, oh, it's like a bug it got fixed in like a later update. So I was like, oh yeah, I guess that kind of prompted me to be like, I should probably update my phone. Like, you know, it's a bit rich of me complaining, being like, oh, look at these bugs. And it's like, well, have you installed the latest patch to make sure that the bugs are fixed? I'm like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, I just want it to work without me installing anything. I don't know. I'm surprisingly resistant, I suppose, to it all, despite the fact there's not really much of a reason to be. Okay, we have a lot of farmable whatchamacallit missions we can do here. In fact, apparently we already have a load of coconuts on hand. I don't know why we did. So yeah, you know, to fix one bug and a new one needs to be introduced. You know, to be able to upload music onto my phone, I need to be able to introduce the fact that my wallpaper is going to slide every time I open up the app drawer, which, to be fair, is not all that often, because I have all my apps on my home screen. And you might be like, what? How do you have all the apps you need on your home screen? Well, everything is very tucked away into neatly over like one of 12 or 10 different folders. I can't remember how many folders I've got on my home screen. Collapsible folders, mind you. So, you know, everything is just basically like 2 clicks away. And that's just like the way I like to do it, I suppose. That's the way I like it. And the only time I really need to open up my app drawer, I suppose, to get an app is for an app I basically have not added to my home screen, because I like very rarely use it. You know, because I just like never need to open it. Like, I don't know, the Nando's app or something. It's not on my home screen because I go to Nando's maybe like less than once a month. You know, I can deal with the pain of opening up on my app drawer instead of having it have a quick accessibility. Which, to be fair, actually, a lot of the apps I probably open up a lot less frequently than the Nando's app, to be honest. Like, I think I have Duolingo on my phone, and it's actually on my homepage, but it's kind of there to sort of guilt me into being like, oh yeah, maybe you should do a bit more language learning of some sort. I don't know what language I would be learning actually with Duolingo, because I remember the time I downloaded it, I was like, oh, you know, it'd be cool to learn Japanese with it or something, but it didn't have Japanese at the time. So instead I did the very smart thing, not very smart thing, but I did the alternative of taking Japanese classes instead of doing Duolingo. So I don't know what I would do on Duolingo now, to be perfectly honest. I mean, logic dictates that I should probably do it like with Spanish or something, but, you know, Duolingo is not necessarily the best way to learn language. I think it's a perfectly fine way to learn phrases and vocab, from what I can see. You know, all my friends doing it. I'm not an expert, like, language teacher or anything, so your mileage may vary whether that's actually accurate or not, but I think I just sort of need to realise that me using, I don't know, Duolingo might be like actually phenomenal now, I don't know, but I just have a sort of idea that using Duolingo, I got to be aware that it's like, you know, it's not going to be perfect or anything. I'm very much doing it recreationally. I guess Korean could be kind of fun, you know, learn all those East Asian languages, well, not all of them, but the 3 major ones, or the 3 biggest ones I should say, like Chinese, Japanese and South Korean, which I don't know if South Korean's actually different from North Korean. I'd assume dialect difference, but who knows, to be honest. So yeah, I do actually have quite a few apps just like on my homepage, which I just don't use because it's there to guilt me that I'm meant to actually use them. Why is this taking so long? Pause. Resume. If I do that, maybe it will, like, it might have just been frozen, I don't really know. But I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Did I just restart it? Are you having a laugh? Are you joking? How can that be possible? And the answer is, oh darling, that is very possible. No, it's going a bit fast now, I think. I think it just reset the meter for the update it's got left. I hope. Fingers crossed. So yeah, delayed updates, I guess is the title of today's episode of that sort of thing. I have never really thought about the fact that it's a bit strange, but I'm always like so on point when it comes to like doing updates or doing, you know, these like service things that you're meant to do. It's sort of, well, I say that, obviously I'm not a perfect person, let's be realistic. I just try to do these, you know. It's a golden rule of if something takes less than 5 minutes to do, and you can literally, you literally are not like, it's impossible for you to do it right now, do it right now. I didn't phrase that very well. Basically, if it takes less than 5 minutes to do, and you've got less than 5 minutes, do it. Just do it now. It's a very good general rule of thumb to go by, because it means that, you know, things get done, you know, pretty quickly. You got to send an email, and to be honest, sometimes I'm quite bad at this. You know, you just got to send an email. You know, type up that email, and, you know, get it ready, send it. Probably won't take more than 5 minutes, maybe, depending on what the email is. you gotta like put away your laundry, you know. That doesn't take very long, depending on how much laundry you got, but you know, if you do it little and often, definitely less than 5 minutes. It's a very helpful sort of mantra to live your life by. Yeah, I guess if there's any like mantra to live your life by, but there's certainly one of the good ones. I guess I'll do a group stretching session. I don't think we found our crafter today, so we should probably do that as well. Yeah, what else to say? I recorded some Here Comes Nico today. I think Here Comes Nico is actually genuinely coming very close to the end. I also felt I'm a bit tired in the Here Comes Nico episodes I recorded today, so in retrospect I should have recorded Cosmic Express, because that's a lot more. I mean, Here Comes Nico is pretty chill, but I felt like I didn't really keep the conversation going very well. I think Here Comes Nico actually might genuinely finish first before Spiritfarer, which is weird to say. Because of course Amori finished ages ago. I expected the next series after Amori to be one rather than a filler episode, but that's sometimes the filler series is a bit longer than you anticipated. So you might be able to watch what's coming after Here Comes Nico. I can tell you it's quite a reasonably modern game. You know, I think it's been released within the last year or so. It's been suggested a couple of times before. I think I've brought it up a couple of times before. And yeah, I don't know. That's probably all you need to know about it, maybe. I'm not sure. How would I describe it? I think it could either go in the puzzle section or the mechanics section of the Let's Plays I do, to be honest. But I think it's quite mechanically based. I'm not actually certain though. Because again, I don't really know anything about it. But I just know there's strong puzzle elements in it. Who is our crafter? Oh, it could be Phoebe. I don't think... No, it could be Fauna. I don't think we've seen Fauna today. CJ. But yeah, well, what else was I going to say? I don't really know, to be honest. Did I have anything else I was going to say? What other updates do I sort of just delay doing? Like, I always do computer updates. Not literally as soon as I get them. I mean, we have seen our crafter today, then. I know Vivian, maybe? Like, I do computer updates whenever we get them. Switch updates you're kind of forced to do, so I do them. I don't really have many other, like... I guess I don't really do my driver updates as much as I should. Actually, I have been finding that my computer's been, like, lagging recently. Sometimes it'll get, like, caught. Oh, okay, so it's neither you two. It gets caught on little hiccups here and there, so... Oh, let's go door plate. Thank you very much, Vivian. Yeah, I've been finding my computer sometimes gets, like, caught on things. Like, not, like, physically caught on things, but, like, digitally, software-wise caught on things. It, like, hangs here and there. And I was like, I wonder if that's a sign I should probably update my drivers. Because I thought about it, and I was like, when's the last time I updated my drivers? And I was like, I think it's been well over a year. Not every driver, but maybe things like graphics drivers could probably, like, do with an update. I don't know if audio things necessarily do. Oh, maybe Phoebe was our crafter. I don't remember, actually. Good old Phoebes. When is the security update going to finish, though? That's the craziest part, is how long it's taking. Oh, Phoebe was our crafter. Did we really get a recipe? I guess we already got a recipe from you. So when I said that we haven't got a recipe from you, I just completely lied. Sorry, Phoebe. Yeah, I don't know. What else? Well, hopefully this update finishes sometime soon. Otherwise, I'm just going to do it while I sleep. But for now, I'm going to round this episode up here, I think. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.